Republican Congressman Bob Good of Virginia. Used to be a strong Trump supporter, but last month he said, nope, I'm going with Governor DeSantis. Congressman, thank you for joining us.
Great to be with you, Chris. That's a bit of a mischaracterization. I'm still a strong President Trump supporter. He's an excellent president. I believe he's the best president of my lifetime. I would enthusiastically support him if he was our nominee. Nothing that's happening with this Department of Injustice, this weaponized witch hunt against him, the way he's been treated in New York, the way he's being treated by the FBI now, none of that changes my thoughts on President Trump. I just simply, as I look at the entire package, I think Ron DeSantis is the best candidate for 24.
Do you believe that the president didn't do what's alleged in the indictment?
I think there's many reasons to believe that it didn't do it. The precedent says that when a president takes materials from the White House, by definition, they're personal for him. The president has the ability to declassify information. You just look at the disparate treatment of people. Oh, what aboutism? What aboutism? But you cannot separate the treatment of one person under the law with how others have been treated under the law. And the way this president has been treated with, he's cooperating with the federal government for the return, or at least the negotiated return of documents that they may want or materials they may want. And then they raid his home with 30 officers in the wee hours of the morning. They break open the safe that they told him to keep materials in. It's just ridiculous what's happening, whether you're talking about New York City, whether you're talking about what's happening now in Florida, or whether you're talking about the fact that they don't care about what Hillary Clinton did in 2016. They don't care about what Joe Biden, the Biden crime family, and the FD 1023 document that's been uncovered. How about Chris, I've not had one reporter asked to do an interview with me or ask me on the Capitol steps about the Biden crime family, asking me about the bribery allegations by the firsthand account of the whistleblower.
Now, you don't know that the Bidens have committed any crimes. You may be suspicious. You may feel it. You may want it investigated, but you don't know.
Well,
but
tell me how Joe Biden. Tell me how Joe Biden has a mansion.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm going to ask you a question.
Has a mansion in Delaware on a government salary.
I don't want to play the speculation game. I always do it the same way. The government, the investigators,
the time with President Trump,
the reporting.
We do it all the time with Republicans.
Yeah, I know what you show. You give me proof that we develop or somebody else develops, and I test it, and that's how we move through.
Why isn't the FBI investigating the Biden family?
They are investigating.
There was
why it's not going as fast, you'd have to ask them.
Hold on. And Bill Barr said he referred to Delaware.
I have a different question, okay? When Hur has, when Mr. Hur has something in the Biden administration to talk about, that's when we'll talk about it. He's the one doing the investigation.
Well,
that's what you guys wanted. But hold on, I have a question.
Garland has no interest in investigating Biden, regardless of the evidence.
That's not true.
The media has a job to do.
The
media has a job to do to make the country aware of the allegations.
Yes, there's no question. There's no question. And the country is aware of the allegations. You're not alleging
half
something.
The country is. Half the country
Listen,
is.
we talk about it all the time. You're not.
I cut on NBC. Forgive me naming other networks. I cut on CNN. I cut on ABC. I come on. And you don't see it covered there. You don't see anything covered about the Biden crime family or the FBI memo.
What you don't see is the preponderance of proof behind those allegations that you do here, and you don't like that. You want to see equal energy, but you don't get equal energy if you don't have equal.
Well, you're not seeing the evidence.
But I have another question for you.
Investigation following the evidence.
I have another question for you. Look, I know the hits that you guys are singing about this. I heard it last night from the president, and frankly, he did as good a job as any of you could do in selling it. And I think politically it may work. Here's your problem. If you're backing DeSantis, everything you just said is almost demonstrably false or about opinion, not fact. How do you expect DeSantis to win if people in your party are trumping up all these charges to make it seem like the president is a victim? You're damning DeSantis to lose the primary by what you're saying right now. Explain that to me.
Well, I don't agree with that at all. I think time will tell on who's going to win this primary. I think it's a two-person race. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Governor DeSantis, I believe, is America's governor. Look at the job that he did in Florida. He wins a purple state by half a point 4 years ago. Conventional wisdom would say, okay, if you win by half a point in a purple state, you got to be tepid, you got to be vanilla, you got to be benign. This is a state that was a hanging chads 23 years ago.
Yeah, 23 years ago.
And he
23 years ago, I was an inch and a half taller.
The Florida was highly competitive 4 years ago. Governor DeSantis made it a red state by being bold and courageous on his policies. I'm supporting Governor DeSantis because I won 8 years of his leadership.
DeSantis did well because Trump was pushing him. And you just made the case.
President Trump absolutely helped him to win the purple state by half a point in 2020.
Right, and without Trump,
but it was because of Governor DeSantis' performance that he wins by 20 points 4 years later. He had the courage with COVID. He's got the highest average age of any state in the country, and he followed truth and he followed science and went against the grain, and has been proven right on that.
Well, Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.